What's going on, my great smelling dudes? Welcome back to the live stream. Hopefully, I got some guys to stay here because unfortunately, I just had an issue. My really brand new tripod, I was putting my phone in it and it cracked in half, and I just threw away my old one. So now I'm sitting here with literally a ball of tape around my tripod underneath my phone. So there is a significant chance that my phone could completely just go whoop. But I'm going to try to not touch anything up there for right now. And we're just going to talk about some fragrances and hopefully that this live stream doesn't completely crash. But with that said, welcome back to the live stream. Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic day. Today I am wearing one of the ones we're going to be talking about, and that is Rabanne's Million Gold. Brand new release. Let me know what you guys are wearing in the chat. We have a lot of other fragrances to talk about today. I'm going to be talking about House of Sillage, it's HOS number 4. House of Sillage, HOS number 1. We have Mizensir, and it's Eau De Gingembre. Bond number 9, Bleeker Street, Lafayette Street, and Kajal Lamar. So those are the fragrances we're going to be talking about today. And Joel, one thing, this was actually supposed to be like a good live stream because as you can tell, where is it? Over here. There's nothing over here like there usually is because I decided to switch my tables. And now I have a lot sturdier of a table because if I saw my live stream from last week, and I swear to goodness, that was the most shaky live stream I've ever seen because every time I touched my keyboard, my phone would go like that. But anyway, yeah, today I put some new things in. We got a little bit of a light show going on there. But yeah, we have some fragrances to talk about, but let's see what y'all are talking about. Starting with Jay saying, Wandy, my God, dude, come on. We got Joel. Scent of the day is Amarud Whetstone. I have never tried that. Never tried anything from the house. I did see you say this. Carolina Herrera, a Virgin Mint. Sounds really good. And then talking to Jay, talking to me. That's me. Well, what's up, Randy? Scent of the day is Armoff Club de Nuit Prio. How do you even say that fragrance name? I heard one person say it was Prix. One person say it was Prio. I heard Ross call it something different. I can't remember what it was. So can somebody tell me how you actually say the word? I have no idea. Patrick, what's going on, man? How's that 1 million gold? For Sin of the day is Carolina Herrera's Bad Boy Cobalt Eau de Toilette. I love the opening of Cobalt, but I do not like the dry down. As far as this fragrance, I'll tell you about that in a second. If you guys want to buy a 10 milliliter decan of Million Gold, since it is not released in the United States or Canada or anything right now, it's only released in Spain and Puerto Rico. And it just so happens that I have a connection through Newt on Facebook. His name is Diego, and I got my Paradise Garden from him, a couple other things, but yeah, he gets them from Puerto Rico, and he ships in like 3 days. So anyway, let me just see what everybody's saying. What's going on, Steven? How you doing, man? I hope you're having a great evening as well. Jen just unboxed Latafa Blue Oud. Wow, what a hidden gem. I have never heard of that one either. I know there's a lot of Latafas out there that I'm just kind of not paying attention to. There's a lot of issues going around. A lot of my buddies on TikTok are getting banned. A lot of people on YouTube are getting hate. And they're getting banned as well. So I'm trying to stay away from clones at this point in time. Scent of the day is Club de Nuit Iconic. We got a lot of clones in the chat. We have Club de Nuit Prio or whatever it is. Club de Nuit Iconic. We got 2 Latafas. Crazy. What's going on, Traffic? How you doing, man? Hopefully you're having a fantastic day. Probably won't make it through the whole live. My dumbass has to be up at 3. It's only an hour live, Jay. So, I mean, if you can't stay, you can't stay. But I have to watch the Stanley Cup final. So I have it recorded, but yeah. I hope you got the extended warranty. I mean, it's just a tripod. Tripods aren't expensive. My first tripod ever was from Five Below, and that one lasted me almost 2 years. But I was like, you know what? It's time for me to upgrade the tripod. Which honestly, the newer tripod seemed almost crappier than the Five Below tripod because the new tripod was like $80, and I just went to put my phone in it and extend it because you have to extend it to put the phone in. And as soon as I did that, it just went snap. I wish you guys could see it right now. I don't want to touch anything. It's literally a ball of tape this big. That's what it took me 6 minutes of just wrapping a big ball of tape. So right now the phone is legit sitting on a ball of tape. But anyway, setup looks different than I remember. Yeah, so we have this table that was right here. My nightstand is no longer there. I'm using it as our tables because it's not shaky. All of my other live streams, if you actually go back and watch, anytime I touch the computer, it shakes. So I decided I was going to use this because it's a lot more stable until I'm getting a brand new table and a brand new setup. And then also, this thing that you see behind me, I'm getting another one, and I'm going to have two of these next to each other. And if you can see, they actually will connect, and there'll be like a one big presentation, and then I'll have a bunch of these, and I can change. I don't have the remote, but I can change the color of those lights behind me, so that'll be pretty cool. John Carlo, how you doing, man? Smooth operator, how you doing? Joel in chat, scent of the day is gin and tonic. Can't go wrong with that. Although I have to say, I like gin and tonic, or GN tonic. I like the fragrance. It's just I don't find myself wearing it very much because there's other fragrances that are in that same realm that I like better, like Lacoste Blanco Fraiche. While they're not the same, it's in that realm of the Lacoste Blanco Intense, Lacoste Blanco Fraiche. I like it, but I like those fragrances better. Anyway, so Precious, or Ross says it pre-show. That's what he called it, pre-show, with a Louisiana tang. Yeah, so it's Precious. All right. I had no idea. Precio. Now I'm confused. So it's not Precious, it's Precio? Okay. Well, I guess nobody knows. Joel, help him out with the French. Yeah, what's going on, Sun Devil? How you doing, man? Chilling at home. That's what everybody's doing. Well, at least that's what I was doing today. I'm off a lot of Mondays, so. Gian, what's going on, man? How you doing? Martin and me. I was trying to like read it all as one word. What's going on, man? Sheep Meadow. Never heard of that fragrance before, but interesting. Sheep Meadow. Sounds like it might be like really dry hay like. Scent of the day is Roja Oceania. One fragrance that I liked, but I would never be able to wear. Everybody told me to buy that over Isola Blue, but I'm glad I didn't listen because Isola Blue to me is 1,000 times more wearable. Well, Oceania smells good to me. It's like, and a couple of my moderators had tried it. We all agreed it's literally a fragrance that you would wear to a wedding on the beach, and that's like it. At least it's like powdery citrus. I mean, so for me. So he's saying we had Pre-Show, we have Precious, we had Preseho, and we had Presu. So I don't think anybody has any idea. So it's not just me. All right, good. At least that's good. So we're going to start this out today, and I will put timestamps on. So everybody, if you are in the live stream right now, I really appreciate you. Hit that like button, takes 2 seconds. Everybody, if you're watching on the way in, please make sure to hit the like while you're on your way in. It really helps out the channel. But I'm going to be doing this and then posting this on my channel as my first impressions, pretty much. This is Million Gold. So I sprayed it on about 4 hours ago. I will spray it on again. I have had people on both sides of the fence telling me what they thought it smelled like before I got this in. We had people that were saying this is going to be super woody, super masculine. And then I had a few people that I actually really trust say that if anything, this fragrance is the closest to 1 Million Lucky, where it has that woodiness, it has a sweetness. I am with that side. So as soon as you spray this on, there's one fragrance out there that if you have smelled it, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And it smells like really close to that fragrance, at least at points in time of the fragrance. It is City Rhythm Manhattan. If you've ever smelled City Rhythm Manhattan, this fragrance, well, it's not the same thing. It definitely has if there is a reminder of any other fragrance out there, it's City Rhythm Manhattan. But saying that, what does it smell like? As soon as you spray it on, you get a little bit of citrus. You get a little bit of sweetness in there. It's definitely woody undertone, but the notes were intense woods, golden sandalwood. It is definitely sandalwood, but it's not like intense, dark, deep, super hyper masculine. If anything, the first like 45 minutes of this fragrance lean more youthful than anything. It starts out, and Manhattan was kind of the same way. While it was unique in its own right, it had this almost bubblegum vibe in the background. While this one does that as well, it has a nice spice to it, which to me comes across as like a cinnamon. It has an ambery tone underneath it, so it is more warm than anything. It has a bit of freshness up top, which I still to this point don't know what it is. It could be blood orange and bergamot mixture. It could have a little bit of like a mandarin orange mixed in there. I'm not 100% sure, but it's some kind of warmer, deeper opening with a little bit of a citrus tone. But it's definitely leaning a bit more on the fruity, citrus, warm instead of masculine, woody that everybody thought that this was gonna be. And it's nice. I wouldn't say that it leans towards any of the other ones in the line. It doesn't smell like 1 Million Lucky. If there was one that it leaned towards the most, it is Lucky, because Lucky has the plum, the woods, the warmth, the spice. Well, this one has a little bit of like a green edge to it, which is why it reminds me a lot of City Rhythm Manhattan. City Rhythm Manhattan has, if you've never tried it, it is, I call it like this. There's an undertone that is almost like an ambery newspaper. It's what it smells like to me. The undertone of it is like an ambery newspaper, while on top it has this nice bergamot, a little bit of tea, some green tones, some cinnamon. It's a very beautiful night out scent for pretty much all year round, and this one is not going to be any different. This one is going to be a nighttime, any season. I would stay away from like what it's been lately, like 90-degree nights, 85-degree nights for sure. But Million Gold is actually a nice fragrance. If anything, it's my third favorite one that was ever released by the 1 Million line. Right now, before this release came out, my favorite in the line was 1 Million Privé. My favorite one that's still out there now is 1 Million Lucky. And then after that, it's like a tie between the original and Royal. I don't like the other ones. Parfum, my wife's allergic to the Damask Rose. That's how we found that out. There's also Damask Rose in the Elixir, which I didn't like. It smelled like popcorn, like an ambery popcorn to me. Not a huge fan. Golden Oude's nice. I guess I could add that to my top 3, but this one is definitely up there for me. It's unique for a designer fragrance. It's not doing anything in the fragrance community. Again, if you've smelled, it even has almost like this. If you took away the coconut and the fruity tone of Le Beau Paradise Garden, it's almost like a warm, ambery, cinnamon-dominant version of Le Beau Paradise Garden without that heavy, fruity tone and the coconut. It's what it smells like to me, and I know that doesn't make sense because Le Beau Paradise Garden is fruity-dominant, but it's just what I get. I do have to say, though, I have had allergies all day long. I tried using one of those nasal drip things. I smell what I smell. I got my wife and daughter's opinion. They both said that they like it. And then I showed them Le Beau Paradise Garden. They did not agree with me, and I can see why. And I showed them Manhattan, and they both said yes. The first 40 minutes of that fragrance smells exactly like that fragrance. And I said, well, it's not exact. There's definitely more of a woody tone than what you get, that dry, papery tone from Manhattan. But overall, I would say Million Gold, the opening is like an 8 to an 8.5 for me. I think it's a nice, warm, semi-youthful opening with a woody undertone. It's definitely musky as well. It has a nice, again, like a warm citrus, a little bit of spice, maybe like a cardamom, cinnamon mixture. They don't give you the full note breakdown, so I'm just spitballing at what I'm smelling. I know there's some kind of citrus in there, and there is that blood orange from the line, but it's not dominant. And the citruses, the semi-fruity tones, they're not really dominant. It's just a nice blend with a little bit of a green, almost like a tea-like vibe to it. But overall, it's nice. If you've ever smelled City Rhythm Manhattan, mix that together with a little bit of the 1 million DNA, and that is what the first 45 minutes of this fragrance smells like. As it does dry, though, at that 45 minute mark, it starts to get almost to this dry, matte like woods, where it says intense woods, and this is not like, again, dark, deep, super masculine or rich or anything like that. It has a richness to it, but the woods is just a dry, musky, woody base with a little bit of an ambery undertone. That's what the base is like, more like a 7.5 for me. It doesn't really do much. It never gets to where you would say, oh, this is like a super woody scent. And it never really gets to this like, oh, it's super youthful. It's kind of right in the middle. So, I mean, you guys take that as you will. I don't know what the performance is like. I do have to say, it's stuck on my skin. It did, after about 2 hours, start to dissipate to the point where it was a little bit unnoticeable for me. But again, I have allergies, so I'm going to have to test it out. This weather has just been killer, but that's what I've been getting so far. But let me see what y'all are saying. I know I just went on a rant for a second there, but hit that like button. Thank you, Newt. I see Lattafa has made some major changes to some of their bottles, names, and frags. I have seen that as well. And what was funny is that they remade the bottles, and now they kind of look like the bottles from another house. I think it was like the 1 ounce MFKs or something like that. It was pretty hilarious to see them. I don't remember what it was, but anyway, what's going on, Newt? Sorry, I missed your comment. Scent of the Day is Imagination and Aventus Cologne. So you're mixing them, or you're just doing two? Like, are you layering? Let's see. Scent of the Day. Oop, it's not clicking. Dude, Scent of the Day is Soaked Sun exclusive. That sounds like a really interesting fragrance. Just the name, it pops out to me. Oh, you guys want to see? I got new shirts. I got all my Lacoste shirts in. I told you guys that I'm sick of having just Nike, Adidas, and Puma in my closet, along with dress shirts for work. That's like literally all I wear is like sporty clothing. And so I was like, if I'm going to be reviewing fragrances that are all by these big names and stuff, I was like, I might as well start dressing the part instead of wearing hoodies and all this shit all the time. So I got 8 Lacoste polos. This is one of them. It has like the Lacoste thing down the side, the Lacoste right here. And I got a matching hat. My next one I'm moving on to is Armani Exchange, and then something else. I don't know what yet, but yeah, I'm doing 8 articles of clothing of a designer brand every month until my closet has completely transformed into designer. Not that you guys give a shit, but Scent of the Day, what's going on, Terrence? How you doing? Roja Oceania. Did I already click on that? Yeah, it skipped. John, what's going on, man? John C. I didn't see you type anything. Oh, there he is. Again, my thing's skipping all around. What's going on, John C? Scent of the Day, tested Naxos in the high heat. 85 and fairly humid. Not my favorite scent for the summer. Yeah, Naxos is more of a fall and winter scent, so I can understand why that does not do good during the cooler weather, or the warmer weather. Speaking of Naxos, there's a brand that whenever I had like 500 subscribers, a brand sent me 2 bottles. They're a clone and originals. They have clones, originals, and oils. What actually made me interested in them is they have an oil of the original batch of Aventus, and it smells like what the original batch of Aventus is supposed to smell like. It's really freaking good. It's Zoha Aroma from Canada. And they did a few clones. They sent them to me. It was like a clone of Leighton. It was good. A clone of Ombre Nomade by Louis Vuitton, which that fragrance is way too strong for me, and so is the clone. But they are sending me another batch, and they're sending me Plum Japonais, Naxos, Torino 21, 40 Knots, and Afternoon Swim, and a couple others that are clones. And I've been wanting to try a clone of Plum Japonais. And they're actually really good prices, like $25 or so. So, yeah. Fragcom, what's up, Nosy? How you doing, my dude? Hopefully you're having a great day as well. What's up, Hamzat? How you doing, buddy? The scent of the day is Pacific Chill. I almost wore that today as well. I decided to wear this, obviously, but before that, I was wearing Millesime Imperial. I love Millesime Imperial. Right? I hate that. There, right there. Really, really good scent. Oh, dang, it sounds to be the furthest departure from the line, then. This doesn't have any nutty like Lucky, though. No, not really. Uh, Now that you say that, there might be a little bit of nuttiness in the background, but nothing like prominent. Again, this City Rhythm, not City Rhythm Manhattan. Whenever I first smelled it, it's one of the hardest fragrances to describe. There's dark tones, spicy tones, fresh tones, citrusy tones, ambery tones. One part of it smells literally like a dry newspaper, but it's all blended together with tea, and it just makes it such a good blend. This one reminds me of that one. So if you're trying to get like a really descriptive review out of me for this, you're not going to, because there's a nice blend of things going on. There's some green tones. There's definitely that ambery sweetness. It is the furthest departure from the line and probably the most unique. But if you were looking for an intense woody, like golden oud, but just like made for the worldwide release with sandalwood, that's not what this is. When it gets to the dry down, it does get more woody. I can say that, but that's my least favorite part of the fragrance. The opening is the most unique to me. If you smelled City Rhythm Manhattan, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, then just try it out for yourself. This was 25 bucks for a 10 milliliter. Again, I put it in my community tab where I got it. You guys can get it as well. What's up, Sandy? How you doing, man? Boss Bottle Pacific. Nice choice. You're actually not that late, Dan. It was supposed to start at 7:30, but my tripod cracked in half. So I started it like 10 minutes late. Scent of the day is Cosmic Pepper. Cosmic Pepper is overhyped. I like the fragrance. I think it's an easy wear fragrance, but I think that shit was overhyped so bad. I don't think that. I mean, it smells really nice. It's just people were saying it's like the best one out there from the line. I don't agree with that, but I think it's really a nice, easy wear fragrance for sure. Somebody just said, Terrence, how are you? And I've been watching Terrence Crawford videos today, and so that's what it just came to my head. I'm cruising through the things so we can get to the next fragrance. If I skip anything, I apologize. Oh, what's up, Kara? How you doing? Scent of the day is Bad Boy EDT. Don't like that line. The original Bad Boy is okay, but Bad Boy Extreme that came out last year, it's just the better version of the original Eau de Toilette because it builds on that cacao, that chocolate. It builds on that and it stays longer. While the original Bad Boy has that nice opening, when you get to the dry down, it gets super aromatic and earthy. While this one, the Extreme, which I have somewhere behind me, it just builds on that cacao for a lot longer, and then it never really gets as aromatic or earthy. I like that one. That's my favorite one in the line. Outside of maybe Bad Boy Cobalt Elixir, I love Cobalt opening, dry down, again, aromatic, earthy. Just that truffle didn't do for me. But they fixed that in the Elixir, and I really do like the Elixir. But the Parfum, that stuff is terrible. It smells like pot. Which, I mean, I guess if you like pot, then you like pot. 1 million Golden Oud is niche quality. 1 million Golden Oud is very nice, but it's not something that I can ever wear. My wife doesn't like it. She said that it just smells like a forest mixed together with a little bit of sweetness, and it's really dark and really deep. And I said, I actually find it more of like a wearable designer oud. But with that said, it's not like an everyday scent no matter where you're at, and she doesn't like it. I think it's a really nice fragrance. It's a top three, maybe top four, 1 million for me. But yeah, I wasn't all hype on that one when it first came out, and I still am not. It's not something that, I mean, I still have my decant over there, but I'll never buy a bottle of it. Burberry Indigo, nice. That was one that I actually used to wear all the time. Late to the chat. What are we talking about? We were talking about 1 million, the brand new one. It's called Million Gold by Rabanne, the brand new release that has not been technically released yet outside of Spain and Puerto Rico. Would you say it is a fall and winter fragrance? I would say that it is a fall and winter fragrance at heart, yes. But just like Manhattan, it is the type of fragrance that as long as it's like a night that's like 75 degrees or less, wear it all year. It's fine during summer nights if it's 75 degrees. Like today, it's 85 degrees outside and I'm wearing it and testing it out and it didn't sour. So, I mean, wear it when you want, but what it's built for is probably night times during any part of the year. If there was a season, I would say fall and winter is probably the best. Maybe spring and fall, like a transitional season fragrance, because this does have a little bit of that citrusy tone to it. It's a bit fresh, but overall, it's more warm than anything. So I would say transitional season at best, but nighttime all year round is fine. Golden Oud is. I knew that you liked Golden Oud. I remember that, and I do too. Again, it's like top three from that line. I love Privé. That one was one of my favorite fragrances of all time. It's top 10 for me. Lucky is probably top 20 for me. I love Lucky. So those two are miles apart from any of the other ones in the line for me personally. After that, the 1 million line kind of just doesn't really interest me. I thought I really liked Royal, but now that kind of chocolatey accord is a little bit too much. And every time I spray it, I'm just like, it's not as good as I remember it being when I first smelled it. But with that said, Golden Oud, every time I smell it, I like it. I think that fragrance is like an 8 to an 8.5. I think it's really nice. And this one's right there too. So this one or Golden Oud would be my number three. I just don't know which one it would be. I have to give this more wears. I mean, I'm only like 4 hours into the fragrance right now. Oh, sorry, Tarek. How you doing, man? Have you tried any of the Halloween Man line? I've tried a few. I tried Halloween Man Mystery, the newest one. It was okay. Nothing crazy. My first fragrance ever trying on the channel outside of Boss Bottled Oud was Halloween Man X. And that one I hated. I did not like. The coffee came off like old coffee grinds to me. And I said that from day one. I actually returned the bottle. It was from Fragrance Outlet near me, and I paid. This was back when I didn't care about like where I shop for fragrances. Like I wasn't all over Joma Shop and Fragrance Buy and all that stuff. And I paid like $80 for it, and I was like, this is not worth $80. I did like Halloween Man Shot though. That one was good. And then I tried Halloween Man Hero, I think it was called. I did a whole live stream about it. And so far, let's just say I'm 3 for 4 not liking Halloween Man fragrances. The Halloween Man Shot was my favorite of the 4. But none of them really wow me. Like, this is a must-buy fragrance. Even Halloween Man Shot, I like it, but I'll never buy it. Is that chain link on the bottle of 1 million gold swings like a door knocker? Is that chain link on the bottle of 1 million gold? No, I think it's just like all the other 1 millions. I don't think it's going to like pull off like that. I'm looking at the bottle right now. This is what he's talking about. This thing right there. I actually asked Diego, the guy who I bought this from. I said, did you... Oh, wait. Speaking of Diego... Here, I'll just look up the picture. He sent me a picture of it. No, it does not look like there's a door knocker. It looks like it's just attached to the bottle, just like the rest of them. So it looks like it would be a door knocker, but no, it's not. I don't know why they have it like that, though. It's because they have that with every bottle, Jewel. Something like that, and then inside it, I have a 1 million bottle behind me. No, they don't. You're right. Yeah, you're right. Never mind. But yeah, I just looked at his picture and it's connected. So it does not have it's not like a door knocker. You know what's funny is that they removed Paco from Rabanne. They removed one from 1 million. It's like they're just shitting on Paco Rabanne right now. It's like you guys couldn't even give it a year and you're removing his name from the brand. Oh, there's Newt's answer. He is wearing a hybrid of Imagination and Ventus Cologne. That actually sounds fantastic. 43 people? Sorry, I thought I was boring everybody right now. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Make sure you hit the like. W. Lacoste. Thanks, Hamzat. he was actually talking to me. He found me a hat. Well, I found a hat. He found a second hat, and I did buy them, Hamzat, but they're on back order, so they won't be here for like a month. Seven of the days, H24 EDT in the morning. Now, Virtuous Oud by Zara. I have tried Virtuous Oud by Zara. I like that one. H24, not so much. Never been an H24 line fan. Although I haven't tried the new one, which I've heard either really good or really bad things about. H24 Herbes Vives. I've heard bad things and good things, and that's it. There's no middleman. People even either hated it or loved it. I hope to get a full bottle of Imagination in a few weeks. I currently have 10 milliliter decant. Imagination, I will never go into a Louis Vuitton store in my area, so I can't go in there and test it. I'm protesting them, obviously. You guys know that if you've been watching my channel. But I requested a decant of it with you were able to choose two when you bought your bottle. When I bought my bottle of Pacific Chill, I asked for Imagination and Lamensity, and they sent me Lamensity. They did not send me Imagination. I was so pissed about that because that was one of the ones I really wanted to try. There we go. What are you waiting for? You can GRTH? Huh? What are you waiting for? You can GRTH. I just order one. Drac, if you are Dr. Actida, whatever it is, if you're talking about Million Gold, it's not available in the United States right now. This is a brand new release that just was released. It's only available from what they said on the website in Spain. It's only available right now in Spain and Puerto Rico. And if you can find a full bottle of it somewhere, I am power to you, but at least in the United States, Million Gold is not available on any website. At least, here, I'll type it in again. Rabanne Million Gold. Rabanne Million Gold is not available or even on a pre-sale or anything like that. Yeah, so Dr. Ack, whatever, I'm sorry. You can't order that fragrance unless for some reason you live in Spain or Puerto Rico, but it's not available anywhere else. Thank you, Joel. I appreciate you, buddy, as always. It totally works. I sprayed Aventus Cologne first. My favorite layering is put down a little bit of Baccarat Rouge with Aventus Cologne. Put a little bit of BR 540 down. Put the Aventus Cologne on top of it. That stuff is amazing. Also, Aventus Cologne mixed together with Millesime Imperial is also pretty nice. Dude, people are bashing Mugler Phantasm on Fragrantica. They say it's a disappointment, not quality smelling. Yeah, JD, they can say anything that they want. I've seen the Fragrantica reviews afterwards. Somebody sent them to me, and they were like, "Are you sure that this is good?" It is good. I can tell you that 100%. If you like, so the video that I did was only the first few minutes of the fragrance, and I can tell you, it did nothing but get better. And so if you're some kind of niche snob, then probably not for you, but it smells like it belongs in the Mugler Phantasm line. I've talked to 3 other people who have already bought it that are in another country, and they love the fragrance. I've talked to 2 other people that got the same decant that I got. They love the fragrance, and my wife said that it is probably her favorite fragrance in my entire collection, to the point where she wanted me to wear it yesterday, but I was going golfing, and I wanted to wear my Lacoste Blanco Fraiche with my Lacoste shirt, and she was so mad that I wouldn't wear it that she actually sprayed it on herself. So I can tell you that fragrance is really good. The more I wore it, there is a little bit more citrus in the opening than I thought the first time. But with that said, it's like a little bit more fresh is what I mean. It's not like a citrus fragrance or anything. A little bit of a green tone, but overall the fragrance is like chocolate powder, ice cream. It is literally one of the most simplistic but best smell. It's the best smelling fragrance of the year. I can tell you that. It's amazing. I love gourmand fragrances, and this one is like the most gourmand one that they've ever had, that at least the ones that I've smelled in the Amen line, while also still not being overly gourmand. So the people who don't like gourmands that much, you still might like this. I said it has pieces of chocolate greedy. It does. But as it starts to dry, that goes completely out the window, and you do still have some chocolate under there, but you also get this like vanillic, ambery tone that is just absolutely beautiful. So I can tell you, those people on Fragrantica or whatever the fuck you're looking at the reviews, they are they do that all the time for designer fragrances before release. People go on there and they say smells like shit, blah blah blah, and they haven't even smelled it. So you cannot trust that place. You cannot trust Fragrantica at all whenever it's a brand new release fragrance. Whenever you give it a year, and you will see that will probably be a 4.3, 4.4, maybe a 4.2. That's the lowest that I think that fragrance will get. I think it's a $60 to $90 fragrance, and for that price range, and that's what it's going to be retail. So imagine when it hits discounters, it's going to be $44, $45, just like all of the other ones were at one point in time. For that price, this is one of the better fragrances. I mean, I'm telling you, it's really freaking good. So, I mean, whether they like it, if they actually did try it, if they really didn't like it, power to them. But I can tell you, it's great. Well, Cosmic Pepper is a mix of allure. Yeah, I can agree with that. There's parts of that in there. What's up? Oh, I clicked on the wrong ones. What's up, Black Sand? How you doing? Hopefully you're having a great day. I'm kind of getting ideas of the scent profile. Warm, ambery base with woods and green nose, sweetness in the top and mid. Seems interesting. Yeah, it's exactly what it is. It gets more woody and musky as you get to the base, but it takes a while to get there. Right now in my hand, it's still simplistic. You get a little bit more of this musky tone pulling out, but it legit, to me, it smells like if you took City Rhythm Manhattan and you mix it together with pieces of the 1 million DNA. That is exactly what I smell. Even right now, hey, Drac WZ, I'm thinking you're that doctor guy that was on here. I just saw your Instagram message. I can't look at them right now because I am on a live stream, and it blocks my screen, so at this point in time, I can't answer anything. What's up, Glow Boy? How you doing? Glow Boy Glow. Hi from Sweden. My second live stream with you. Had Boss reversed on Midsummer, and my mom said, you smell good. She never say anything when I have Armani, YSL, Prada. Hey, Hugo Reverse is modeled after other fragrances that are more niche quality. And so, and it's been out for quite a long time, so I can understand why your mom complimented you on that. It's a very easy wear, easy compliment getting scent that probably would be complimented by pretty much any age. Well, Armani's people smell all the time. They don't want to compliment them much anymore. But YSL's, I get compliments on the YSL Le Parfum all the time. I wore YSL Live the other day at Y Live. Great. Awesome. And then the new Prada. But I don't really get compliments on Prada outside of my wife with Prada Black. When will the new Myself hit stores? Your guess is as good as mine, Black Sand. I have been looking. There's no release date. Most companies don't provide a release date, and they didn't provide one. The last YSL that came out was YSL Y Elixir, and guess what? I was the first person in the United States and pretty much the world to review it because it just randomly showed up on my Macy's one day. And that's exactly what's going to happen with Myself. You're going to walk into a Macy's, or some random reviewer is going to walk into a Macy's, and then all of a sudden, they're going to be like, hey guys, guess what? It's at Macy's. I found it. And then all of a sudden, you're going to have 5,000 people that said, it's at my Macy's. It's at my Macy's. And then all of a sudden, the release just happens. That is exactly what happens with YSL every single time. It's just a random pop-up, and you never can tell when it's going to happen. Hey, $5 donation by Giancarlo. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Giancarlo, so much. I appreciate you. Peace, love, respect. Absolutely, man. I really appreciate you showing the love, as always. Glow Boy Glow. Hello, Sweden. I love the name. Pretty funny. Newt, appreciate the recommendation. If I had imagination, I was going to try it too, but I do not. Well, JD, I think you got your answer. My wife, she said that she thinks it's her favorite fragrance in my entire collection, to the point where she wore it. When will it hit the mall? Again, I can't tell you. I have no idea when it's gonna hit the mall. Golden Nude is nice, but oh, I'm way far behind. So I'm gonna skip through. Halloween Man Shot is great, yeah. Sorry guys, I'm driving. Don't drive and watch, Kara, unless you're just listening. Then that's so fine. But just don't text. Don't die because you're watching my stupid live stream. Yeah, the elixir is really nice. Just picture that without that earthy dry down. It kind of just continues the opening. Halloween Man, the original one. I am way far behind. We're still on the Halloween Man. Hold on. I'm scrolling through. I apologize if I mix. I'm trying to see if anybody had any comments in here. Does LV flag fragrance reviews? No, I did a fragrance review and they're fine. People were doing clones of LV and they're fine. LV just wants you to pay full price. They don't care what you do with it, I don't think. I got an eBay attester for 130 of million gold. I mean, if you're getting it off eBay, a brand new release, I mean, I'll check again. I mean, you're very adamant about this. I'm gonna check eBay because I checked eBay earlier this morning and million gold was not on there from any legit sources. Million gold Rabanne. Yes, there are 0 million golds on eBay right now from any legit sources that I use. Yeah, there are absolutely 0. I wish I had the thing that I could show on the screen, but I don't. But there's golden oud, but there's not million gold. There's golden oud, but not million gold. And I know you sent me something on Instagram, but again, I can't check that right now. All right, we're going to scroll through, give more, hold on. JD, oh, you're talking to JD. What was Jason Vircher who told you about layering combo? Oh, you're talking to Jason? Oh, I didn't see Jason. Was I scrolling too fast? Oh, I don't see Jason. All right. I'm sorry, the comments are crazy. There's a lot, you guys are talking to each other a lot. All right, I'm going to say this. Welcome to Moe's. What's going on, man? On a little break, what's going on, dude? Hopefully you're having a great day. I need to get to these other fragrances. It's already been 42 minutes. I've only done one. Speaking of Hugo Reversed, the new Hugo fragrance, I think it's called Hugo Intense. It's a brand new release. It's coming that came out this year. It's the red one that says HUGO. Apparently, it smells like Valentino born in Roma with that salty mineralic undertone mixed together with Spice Bomb Infrared. I'm really interested to try that fragrance. I had so many fragrances in my cart already. Right now, it's on News Parfums, so... JD, that is on my next, I was just about to say that. That's on my next News Parfums order. As soon as Eros Energy is released, I'm picking that up on News Parfums, and I'm adding Lamar Lover, and I'm adding that Hugo. Because you need to buy 3 fragrances to make the most out of the shipping, and those are the 3 fragrances I'm buying. That's why I'm waiting to get Lamar Lover. I've heard good things about it, so I decided that I was actually going to buy it this time. Also, the Ting on Million Gold bottle looks like a cock ring. That it does. That it does. Didn't expect that comment, but that it does. I need to always click on the Glow Boys. Bought Lacoste Matchpoint EDT, and I like it a lot. Have you tried Matchpoint Cologne? Yes, I have Matchpoint Cologne behind me. I just don't feel like reaching for it right. Yeah, see, I'll knock over my whole collection. Matchpoint Cologne is... Oh, wait, it's over here. It actually is in a reachable... Oh, that's the original Matchpoint. Where is Matchpoint Cologne? Come on. There we go. Matchpoint Cologne. You can tell how much I like it. I got it last year. Matchpoint Cologne takes that original match point DNA, so that kind of like green, semi-aromatic, semi-herbaceous fragrance, and it adds a ton of rhubarb. So if you like rhubarb, like that unique fruity tone you get from Lacoste L'Homme Intense, it's kind of like mix this together with the rhubarb from that, and then make it a little bit less herbaceous, but still with that green tone. That's what you get from Matchpoint Cologne. It's a beautiful rhubarb green fragrance, but not everybody likes it. Just like with this one, not everybody's going to like it. But if you did like this one, I can probably tell you that you will like the Matchpoint Cologne. You should get your nose on Amouage Guidance. Elmac, I would if I didn't hate Amouage fragrances. I have tried probably 15 Amouage fragrances to date, and every single one of them I disliked. I didn't like any of the Amouage fragrances that I tried outside of Amouage Royal Tobacco, which I don't know if I'd buy a bottle because I don't know. It's like a very not wearable scent, I should say. For me, it's like a situational scent. And then I like Beach Hut, but Beach Hut is another situational spring fragrance. So I honestly don't know if I would ever wear that fragrance. Hugo Intense is not good. So I heard from Jeff from SoCal Sense. So I got that from Jeff from SoCal Sense. He told me that it was probably his second or third favorite or something like that. He said it was really, really good. Eros Energy is unicorn at the moment. So I do have to say, when I first talked about Eros Energy, there was one person, one guy, and he said very confidently, it's not going to be released until August. And I said, well, somebody, because I already know one of my subscribers who lives in Germany, he got it pre-release, and it was like 3 or 4 weeks ago. And when this guy said that thing, he goes, it's not coming out until August. I talked to somebody from Versace. It's not coming out till August. I was like, then why are they releasing all this pre-release info like 4 months, 5 months ahead of time? Now I'm starting to believe him because we're getting closer and closer. And while it is on French websites, a lot of French websites, when a new release comes out, about a week before they put it on their website as not in stock, remind me. And right now, Versace Eros Energy is on Beauty Julia, which is one of the sites that I check. They don't ship to the United States, but I check that to see when it's coming. And Versace Eros Energy is right now on Beauty Julia, so it should be coming soon. This is him undressed. Sounds interesting. Oh wait, I have tried that one. I liked it. I got a decan of it. Guys, give me 2 seconds. My wife is asking for me. I'll be right back. Sorry, I was running back and forth, and that all kind of sucked. So sorry about that. Anyway, we're going to get into the next one. This is Mizensir, and it is Eau De Gingembre. Oh, I was finishing up the comments. We have a family member in the hospital right now, so I had to go talk to her about that. All right. I'm at the bottom of the comments. I think the last one was Newt's. Dibs on Randy's fragrances while he's gone. Yeah, thanks, Newt. All right. This is Mizensir. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it is Eau de Gingembre. And I smelled this the other day for like 30 seconds because I accidentally dropped it. And when I dropped it on the atomizer. And from what Newt said, is that this smells just like Mizensir or the, I think Joel just said it. Yeah, Newt said that the Molinard one is the one that you should buy because it's like $200 or $300 less expensive. So What this smells like is ginger, fig, a little bit of citrus. It's really high quality, but if the Molinard smells anything like this, I need to buy it immediately. And when you say ginger, what do you think about? There's like 5,000 fragrances that are out right now that smell like ginger. There is the Vibrato, there's Tigar, you have that new, what's the one that you were just talking about earlier, Newt, that I reviewed 2 weeks ago? I can't remember the damn name. It's some kind of weird ass name. I can't think of it right now. A Wondrous Flight. They have that one. All of those fragrances have that ginger note. So anytime people hear ginger nowadays, for at least this year, because it's like the thing is to talk about vibrato and all those, you automatically think of those fragrances. Well, this one actually goes in a different route with the ginger. The ginger's a bit more of a watery ginger, kind of like what you get with like the pickled ginger in Lacoste Blanco Fraiche. Put that with a nice tone of citrus, like a lemony bergamot opening. Mix it together with a heavy ginger and a little bit of a fig. When I sprayed this on the other day by accident, the fragrance, as it started to dry, the fig started to pull up. I didn't smell the dry down though, because at that point in time I was already taking a shower again. I did it by accident, but there is one that is called Molinard right there. There you go. I want to try something. I want to see if this works. You guys are going to be my test subjects. I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know if I have access to it. No, it's not working. I was going to try to add a page and see if I could show you guys something, but it's not going to let me. Is it going to let me? Let's see. Share screen. All right. Let's see if this works. You guys are being my test subjects. All right. Did it do anything? It didn't do anything. Damn it. Oh, wait. There we go. It's doing something. Hey, it's working. Nice. So, Molinard Eau De Gingembre. Yeah, and now that I'm doing it, it's making my screen freeze. This is what Ross does. I was trying to figure out exactly how to do it. So, anyway, if you go to Molinard, you guys see my screen's freezing? That sucks. I was trying to figure out how to do this for a long ass time. But I'll figure it out another day. It's freezing my computer right now. You know how like whenever your computer starts to overload? Yeah, well, it's definitely doing that right now. Because again, I'm using my work laptop. But anyway, so I was trying to show you, whenever Newt said that, I went and checked it out, and there are a lot of comparisons of the Mizensir Eau De Gingembre with the Molinard Eau De Gingembre, and the notes are almost identical. There is a little bit of a difference, but with that said, Molinard's about $40, while the Mizensir is like $300. And I can't be the one to tell you that, but you have two people that I trust with pretty much all of my fragrance knowledge, and that is Joel and Newt. They're all both right there in the chat that both said that the Molinard is basically the same thing for $300 less, with probably a little bit of a twist, which is expected. But it's a really nice watery ginger. It's very high quality. Again, you get this nice fig note in there, a little bit of citrus in the opening, a little bit of spice, almost like a lavendery feel. I did not get to the dry down. When I get there, I will let you guys know. But at this point in time, I can just tell you it's a very nice ginger, semi-fruity fig scent. At least the citrus in the opening as well. I gotta check that fragrance out. Yeah, just check out the Molinard. I was trying to show you guys, but my computer's going freaking crazy right now because I just did that. I need to check that out some other time because I want to be able to share my screen with you whenever I show notes and stuff, but unfortunately, it wasn't letting me do that. Jules coming for the wrench. Newt with the correction. I already told Newt, Mo, and Hamzat I am sticking to 3 with a wrench right now. If there was a 4th right now, it probably would be. Well, I don't want to say because there's actually like 4 people in here right now that have been here since the very beginning. I would have to say it would be Sandy. Sandy would probably be my next wrench because Sandy has been here since the beginning. No offense to you, Joel. I'm happy, but I'm sticking with the wrenches that I have. They're already too much for me. They literally are. They're a handful. But if I had to pick somebody that would still be there, it's like Sandy, maybe Patrick. I mean, Sandy and Patrick have been here since literally the very beginning. Um, so, yeah. But anyway, the next one we're moving on to while we get back to the dry down of that. This is House of Sillage. It's one that if you guys listened to my videos last week, um, House of Sillage has a fragrance called the Contemporary. The Contemporary, if you like Versace Dylan Blue, and you like or liked, I should say, Plum Japonais by Tom Ford, it legit just takes both of them, smashes them together, and makes them a little bit fresher. That is exactly what you get with that fragrance. It's fantastic. So I decided I'm going to try the other 2 that he sent me on this live stream. This is House of Sillage number 1. Or HOS, so a House of Sillage, and then number 001. And I know nothing about any of these fragrances, so I'm going to spray this one on my skin. That is not at all what I was expecting. Woo! It's like a fizzy, it's not fizzy, but it's like it's like sparkling into my nose. Almost like if you sniff a ginger ale right after it. That is not at all what I would have thought this smelled like. Tobacco and vanilla, and it kind of reminds me of the Zara version of Tobacco Vanille, which is warm black. It's just a little bit more powdery and a little bit more synthetic than I would have expected. Yeah, this is definitely like Zara warm black. It smells like that. It's a little bit of a powdery nuance to it, mixed together with Creation E, which Enigma. Like I said, it has that sparkly, effervescent feeling where I was like, woo! Sorry, I left the door open. It was my wife. But anyway, mix Zara Warm Black, aka Tobacco Vanille, with ginger, and mix that together with Creation E, that kind of like powdery Sprite. It's pretty much what you got here. Just synthetic. I like both of those fragrances. I would rather layer Enigma with Tobacco Vanille or Warm Black. I would rather layer those 2 together than get this. This one is just the vanilla in the powder just comes off very synthetic to me. Unlike the other one, the Contemporary did not smell synthetic at all to me, but this one, it just has this harshness to it. It smells nice. It smells nice. It's just knowing the prices of these fragrances, which outside of a sale run like 200 plus, this is definitely not worth that price. Kind of wish I wouldn't have sprayed it on my hand. I don't like it. The powder in this is very synthetic powder. Hello, what are your thoughts on Lafayette? Well, Thony, if you wait like another 30 seconds, I will tell you, because that's one of the fragrances that I'm reviewing. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody's comments. I want to know that too. I want to know how your thoughts on Icon is, because this guy right here, thinks that it's fire. He said it's absolutely amazing. And so I have never tried Dahab, and Hamzat also likes Dahab, but I have heard like actually that Dahab is not as good as some people are making it out to be. I'm going on a Kajal journey soon, starting with this decant that I've already smelled of Lamar, and I'll let you guys know what my thoughts are on it. Do you know that noise from computers whenever they're like overloading and they go shh? Yeah, my laptop's doing that ever since I tried to share my screen. All right. Uh, it smells like juicy fruit gum. It's very passion fruit forward at first, and then try down a slight vanilla. And that sounds really nice. I actually like that because I like that there's a transition. The other tropical fragrances that I got this year, especially like Porthole, that's on a next level. But that is very simplistic. It's like passion fruit, pineapple, and salt, and that's the fragrance. But it's like the highest quality passion fruit. It's the best tropical fragrance in existence, in my opinion. With that said, I also got Mango Thai Lime by Joe Loves, and those don't really transition. Well, I can tell you that if it does go from like a juicy fruit gum passion fruit forward fragrance into a vanilla praline scent, that would be actually really nice. So my thoughts on 001 by House of Sillage. It smells like a mix of like Zara's Warm Black, aka Tobacco Vanilla with ginger, mixed together with Creation E, but it's like more of a synthetic powdery tone. And so I don't recommend it. I would recommend if you are interested to try it out first. In his opinion, Kajal Sawalaj. I've also wanted to try Kajal 3, but right now the ones that are on my plate to pick up, at least a decant or a bottle, are Dahab and Icon. I also want to try Kajal 3. I've tried 0 Kajals outside of the one that is right here. With that said, somebody just asked me to try out Lafayette Street. So, Lafayette Street. Here we go. This was sent to me by Steven. So, shout out to Steven. He sent me this. He sent me Bond Number 9's Bleeker Street. And he also sent me Kieran Sunday Brunch, which is one of the best tea fragrances that I've ever smelled. Honestly. And he's going to sell me a bottle coming up soon. But, yeah. The last one he sent me was... It has a K on it. I can't remember what the damn name is. I honestly have no idea. Oh, Kajal Lamar. You see, he put these... He doesn't have a labeler, so he just puts a letter on top, and that makes me forget. So this is Bond Number 9's... Ooh. Lafayette Street. That smells like something, but I did not expect this. For me, Porthole was nowhere near as good as a passion fruit as Icon. On me, Porthole was more of... What? What are you smelling from Porthole? I've talked to like 500 people so far this year about Porthole. Ever since my review on it, I've had more people ask me about or tell me their thoughts on Porthole since then, and you're the first person to ever say floral from it, like floral heavy. Maybe it just doesn't react with your skin, or did you get a decant or something? Because there is nothing in Porthole that would ever remind me of a floral. Like to me, it is passion fruit and pineapple, like 90% of the fragrance with 10% like this iodine salt. I don't get any floral. That's why I'm super confused by that. And just like Hamzat said, floral is crazy. I'm shocked. I think that somebody sent you the wrong decant because Porthole doesn't smell like floral. There's no floral tone to it. So anyway, Lafayette Street. It has a really heavy, like fruity tone, like black currant, something else. I don't know what that something else is, but it's super heavy fruity. Has a little bit of spice to it, but it's reminding me of like something. But on top of that something is a lot of fruity tones, like a heavy fruit. Not sure how I feel about it. It smells like a good designer fragrance. It doesn't smell like niche. Like if I smell this, I wouldn't immediately think, "Hey, this is a great niche fragrance." I would immediately smell this and be like, "Hey, is that credit card fragrance? Philip Plein No Limits?" Like that's kind of what this kind of reminds me of. I got a decant. I got some of what you got. There's a white floral in the note breakdown. Yeah, but Neil, um, I again, I've talked to probably 500 people about that fragrance, and I have never heard a single person mention floral. And so that's why I'm wondering if you got the right fragrance, because I've never heard anybody say floral before. Because I mean, I get zero amount of floral from that fragrance. I mean, maybe a touch of jasmine, but like if there is, it's like this much. Green apple, Elmac. Okay, thank you. So green, it's like a green apple black currant mixture. I didn't know. I couldn't tell what the other fruity tone was. It smells designer. Yeah, see, Patrick, I can understand if you say like maybe like a touch of jasmine in the mid or something like that. I could understand that part, but when he said it was like floral heavy for him, that confuses me because for me the well, not just for me, for a lot of people, porthole, the passion fruit in that is the quality of the passion fruit. It smells like you're smelling a real passion fruit. It just smells like passion fruit with pineapple. But I mean, no, I know jasmine is white floral, Neil. I'm just saying maybe a touch of jasmine if I get anything in the mid, just like Patrick just said. If anything, maybe. I mean, like a touch, and I mean like a touch, like if you're looking at tobacco vanille and the the musk. There's a slight musky tone in tobacco vanille, but nobody would ever call that a musky fragrance. That's what I was trying to say is that maybe your decant got spoiled, or if somebody sprayed it into a decant, a lot of times you can lose the top notes, and that would just pull up any of the base notes, which maybe that's what happened to your decant, because I'm just more confused for you. Like, I want you to experience what everybody else has experienced, and I know that there's certain things that just come across different to other people, but if you're saying it's a white floral heavy fragrance, then I think that there was something wrong with the decant because it's not white floral heavy. There's a touch, maybe. Anyway, bond number 9 Lafayette Street doesn't do much for me. It does not do much. I need to look up this note breakdown because it smells. Somebody just said it smells like La Nuit de l'Homme. No, it smells like a synthetic fruity Uden. And I think, yeah, it's like a synthetic fruity Uden. Like it has that kind of like citrus cream pie, but it's more like a fruity cream pie. It almost smells like I don't know, like a Bath and Body Works scent or something like that, like one of their hand sanitizers. It's kind of what it smells like. Let me look up the note. I have no idea. Let me look up the note breakdown. Bond number 9, Lafayette. I mean, it smells nice. It's just not for a Bond fragrance. Like, if that was released by Caroline Herrera or John Paul Gaultier, I could understand that fragrance. But being released by Bond, James Bond, no, I have, it doesn't make any sense to me because it got a 4.4 out of 5. Those are some Bond number 9 lovers then. It says amber, vanilla, aromatic, fruity citrus floral. Um Top notes are bergamot, flowers, and coriander. So that's the spice, is the coriander. Mid notes are apple, ambroxan, and vanilla. See, I get some kind of like black currant, like raspberry, something like that, mixed together with the apple. Tonka, ambergris, and woods. So I get the vanilla and tonka bean. That's where that Uden comes in. That woods mixed together with that Uden still. Ambroxan, not so much. There's not like a fizzy, brighter woods in there. Not, and the ambergris might come in, give it like a more of an ambery earthiness. But right now, I mean, it smells like a semi-synthetic designer version of Uden that's more fruit heavy. And I don't know if I love it. I just I think it's nice, but knowing that the fragrance itself goes for, I think like 230, 240 bucks. I think that Uden is better. Um, you think Uden is still worth it and better than Edition Blanche? I actually think that Edition Blanche is better than Uden. If I may have said that Uden was better than Edition Blanche, I don't think I ever said that, but if I did, it was maybe in my first impression or something. Um, but the one thing that I like about Uden that Edition Blanche doesn't have is that Uden I like to wear more during the fall and winter, because when it dries down, it gets that coffee and booze, and on my skin, the coffee and booze pops, and that's what I really like about Uden. While Edition Blanche is my favorite from the DNA to wear during the spring and summer, while it still kicks ass in the fall and winter, during the spring and summer, Uden is not really what I like to wear. I like to wear the Edition Blanche more because it has that lemon cream pie feeling to it. But with that said, Uden is a niche version of Edition Blanche with coffee and booze in the dry down. And it's a little bit different of a citrus. So that's the way that it all comes back to skin chemistry. People often get 100% the same smells for the same fragrance. No, I get that, Joel. If he would have came and was talking, I'm guessing we're still talking about the porthole. If he would have said, I like the porthole, but I get this white floral smell mixed in, then I could understand that, like, because that's skin chemistry. But when it says white floral heavy, that's where it's like more confusing than skin chemistry, is because like white floral popping on a fragrance that I get maybe 1% white floral, if that, that's where it was just a little bit confusing for me. But hey, I mean, apparently the one fragrance from day 3 that I said smelled like 1 million, Ross was super confused by. But I actually looked it up, and there's a lot of comparisons to 1 million. So it wasn't just me. There is a cotton, like, I can't remember the name of the fragrance, but um, there's definitely like a linens, cotton like vibe to the fragrance. It's clean, fresh, but I get this ambery cinnamon tone that smells like the ambery cinnamon tone that you get from 1 million. And other people have compared it to it, so it wasn't just me. But yeah, I thought that was funny. I did skip a few comments. Let me just make sure. Yeah, anyone else changes how I smell things if I sniff back and forth. Yeah, I mean, obviously I do that too. I'm not trying to say that he's smelling the wrong thing. He smells what he smells. What I'm trying to say is I was worried that he got like a bad decant. That's all I cared about, because if he's got a floral dominant fragrance and a fragrance that's not floral dominant, that's where it kind of confused me. That was it. Anyway, that's over with. I just wanted to give my thoughts on it. My favorite bond number 9 is Bleeker Street. Before they reformulated and they removed the blueberry note. They did not remove the blueberry note. I can tell you that because this is a newer bottle from what I understand. And the blueberry note is still there because I did smell it already. I smelled this 2-3 days ago. I didn't wear it. I just smelled the decant. All right. My thing's skipping. All right, so what would I rate that? It's getting a little bit better in the dry down. that synthetic tone's going away, but it's kind of giving me like that synthetic fruity scent because of the apple in it. Mixed together with the Uden, it's just it's doing it to me. It's just a little bit too much. I'd give it like a 7.5. It doesn't really strike me as anything I need to have. Yet if this was released by a house like Jean Paul Gaultier, I could see that more. It's just it doesn't make any sense to me that it came out from Bond, but it got a 4.4 out of 5. I really don't understand that. I don't understand how that got a 4.4 out of 5. I don't. That's Lafayette Street by Bond. I know that it is Steven's favorite. I love New Harlem as well. I love the Bleeker Street. And didn't you say that this one, that Lafayette Street, was your favorite from the line? Lafayette? Yeah. Um, is your Bleeker bottle a newer bottle, like as of the last couple years, or is it an older bottle? Steven's the one who sent me these, by the way, so shout out to him. Um, Bleeker Street didn't do it to me. Smooth Operator, I completely agree. I completely agree. I think that the opening of Bleeker Street is like a 9.2. I think that the opening is phenomenal. I love the scent. And then like 5 minutes later, I hate the scent. Smells like freaking oregano. Like as it starts to dry, there is like a 25-minute period, maybe 30 minutes. So I love the opening 5 to 10 minutes. I love it. It has that green, grassy blueberry. There's definitely blueberry in it. It's not heavy. It's not like, oh wow, this is a blueberry scent. If you want a blueberry scent, go get Wilhelm Parfums Poets in Berlin. It smells like a blueberry pie. That is, I mean, and it's a high quality scent. So that's a blueberry scent. This is a blueberry undertone with a grassy, green grassy tone and a little bit of aromatics. Slight bit of spice, but for the most part, it's like a grassy blueberry. That's what the opening smells like. I think it's really nice. But all I know is that once this got, I'd say maybe 10, maybe 15 minutes into the fragrance. I said 5 minutes, but it's like 10 to 15 minutes. It started to smell like aromatic oregano, like some kind of baking spice. Bleeker Street, I don't know where I got that from, but I thought maybe I was going anosmic. I thought something was happening because I was smelling a lot of fragrances at once that day, but no. I smelled it the next day, and the same exact thing happened. I sprayed it on my skin this time, and same exact thing happened. Bleeker Street, just there's this baking spice. It comes off like oregano. It's like that's just what it smells like a baking spice, like oregano or something, and it just mixed together with the aromatic tones and stuff like that. It just does not do it for me. Doesn't smell terrible. I would move that 9.2 down to like a 6, and then after like 45 minutes to an hour, that part actually does go away, and it gets more into a much more versatile wearable scent. But it's that 15 minutes to 1 hour mark that it just really does not do it for me. Bleeker Street cannot do it. It's not for me, and it's not for my wife. But that's not going to help you guys out because my wife doesn't like a lot of stuff. She likes the very mass appealing things. She doesn't like powders. I mean, a lot like me, honestly, but she's really picky. Like, I would say 80% of the fragrances that I own, she doesn't like. I get a very strong. Oh, let's see what y'all are saying. But at any rate, if you like passion fruit, try Icon. I'm gonna try Icon. I already knew that. I already knew the passion fruit in that was good. My moderator Hamzat said that the passion fruit in that was good. Um, with that said, yeah, I was just lost. I was just trying to make sure that everything was going good with your decant. I also have Lafayette, Sutton, and Bleeker and Tribeca. All good. Yeah, see, I mean, I put Bleeker in the good category with the great opening and the weird mid, and then a good dry down. To me, again, it just came off good. I won't buy a bottle. Lafayette Street, Smells like a designer Uden, but not like Edition Blanche. This one goes to like more fruity. It smells like if you took Uden mixed together with like a synthetic version of like Ultramall or something like that. That's what the fragrance comes off to me like. Um, so with Lafayette Street, I also won't buy a bottle. I do like Scent of Peace. I like Scent of Peace Natural. I also like Bond Number 9 New Harlem. Those are the three that I like. So right now with Bond, I am 3 for 5 with liking fragrances. I do not like, or I should say, I don't like them enough to buy a bottle of Lafayette Street and Bleeker. I think they're okay, um, but it is what it is. Not gonna fault them for that. Some people do like Bleeker a lot, like love. But the thing is that the people who always tell me that they love Bleeker Street, I see their scent of the days every single day for like a year, and they mentioned Bleeker Street maybe once. Um, and so I think they might like it. Just I bet you if they went back in time, they probably wouldn't have bought the bottle. At least a lot of people. I get a strong vetiver grassy note from Bleeker. I get that too. Sandy, I get that too. That's the grassy tone I was talking about in the opening. The vetiver comes off very grassy. You get a little bit of an herbaceous feeling with it too in the opening. And then you have that blueberry undertone. It comes off like a soft fruitiness. That vetiver grassy tone just sticks there, and it's underneath the oregano. Like I get this oregano. I don't know what it is. It must be some kind of spice in the fragrance. Szechuan pepper mixed with something else. I don't know what it is. All I know is, I mean, I have a computer in front of me. Might as well look it up, right? Bond Number 9, Bleeker Street. All right. I love the bottle too, which is sad. It's sad because I wanted to own that bottle, but I'm not like some people that are just gonna buy. And I know there's some people that'll actually just buy the fragrance even if they don't like it, just for collection purposes. I will never do that. I am not that kind of person. I buy fragrances that I like. If I wanted to collect things that are empty or things that I'm not going to use just to look at them, I would have been like a figurine collectible or something. Like, I wouldn't get into fragrances. I hate Fragrantica, dude. This site takes forever to freaking load. I should just use Parfumo right now, but it was already up from whenever I was doing the comparisons on the last one. Not only that, the notes are never right. So violet leaf, blueberry, cassis, and thyme. Cedar, jasmine, cinnamon, oak. Okay. Oak moss, suede, patchouli, amber, vanilla, and caramel. So again, that opening is nice. There's that violet leaf and blueberry. That's the mixture with that vetiver grassy tone and a little bit of the thyme and cassis. But once that thyme comes in and mixes together with the oak moss and the cinnamon and the cedar, that is where it creates that oregano smell with the cassis mixed in. If you don't know what cassis and thyme smell like, go look it up. If you mix that together with a smoked oak moss, there is your issue. There's my issue. That's what brings upon that medley of spices that smells like oregano to me. And then it gets into a decent dry down, which is that amber, vanilla, caramel, suede. That makes completely sense. So I love the opening. I like the dry down. It's that weird ass mid that I don't like. So that's Bleeker Street. I'm not going to wear it again. Um, I heard that I need to try Bond.com. Ross keeps telling me I need to try that. Bond9.com or Bond.com. I've never tried it, and I have never tried Ches Bond either. I tried 5. I do not have any Saks in my area, so I cannot try Bond unless I go and I try it out with a decant or buy a bottle. I almost blind bought Bleeker Street. I'm very happy I didn't. I almost blind bought Lafayette Street. I'm very happy I didn't. So thank you to Steven for getting those out to me. Everyone type your scent of the day with your honest rating 1 to 10. Go ahead. Have fun with it. My scent of the day is 1 million. Well, let's say I had a scent of the day before my 1 million came. And that was Millseam Imperial by Creed. That's a 9.5 out of 10. Now we have golden, not golden oud. We have Million Gold by Paco Rabanne, and I would say the opening to that fragrance is probably an 8 to an 8.2, while the dry down is more of like a 7.8 to an 8. It's more woody, musky in the dry down, but that fragrance overall is definitely above average. If you wanted my ratings, there you go. Armoff Club Natal I'm just going to spell it. Precieaux is an 8.5 for Giancarlo. You guys are actually doing it. There we go. GN Tonic is an 8. Completely agree. Smooth operator. I would give it an 8 as well. I would have given it like an 8.5 or so when I first got it, but now that my hype is worn down, it's definitely just an 8 for me. I like Polo 67. I rate it 8. Polo 67 is a strong 8, especially in a, if you get it on a discounter in a month for $45. I maybe bump that up to an 8.2, 8.5, because the price sometimes weighs into the rating, doesn't it? Scent of the day is Boss Bottle Pacific. First wearing earlier today, a solid 7.5 to an 8. Also agree. 7.5 for me with Boss Bottle Pacific, to maybe an 8 on a hot day. But yeah, I completely agree with you. Hey Randy, I'm glad you finally got your nose on Million Gold. I've known about it. So Deez, you were the one I've been talking about for a week. You were the one who said that if anything, it was closest, like in style, to Lucky, and now I know exactly what you mean. It smells like none of the other ones in the line, but if just like Lucky had that kind of fruity, ambery, spiced woodiness to it, this one kind of has that. It has a unique blend where it smells like City Rhythm Manhattan, where it's like it has some green tones, that ambery tones, spicy tones, and then that woodiness is not what you see in the note breakdown, which would feel like a darker, more masculine, woody fragrance. While this one does have the woods in it, it does have more of almost like a youthful vibe, like yeah, Lucky does. And so I completely understand exactly what you were saying. Once I got this decant in, I was like, she makes complete sense. So I appreciate, and I did know that you worked for them. And that's why I mentioned it the other day. I trust you with a lot of things that you say. So if you guys want to know these frags, if she ever comments with anything, 99.9% of the time, listen. John Carlo is another one. Listen. Bond number, in my honest opinion, bond number 9 fragrances are way overpriced for what you get. The only one I will disagree with you on, you guys probably can't see it, but it is right there. It's New Harlem. New Harlem is just my baby. I love the pancakes and syrup. I'm a gourmand king. That's what I love. I actually could have called my channel Gourmand King because I love freaking gourmands, and that is one of my babies. That's probably my favorite gourmand fragrance out there. I gotta say that Coffee Addict for $50 by Theodoros Kalatinis, that's up there. It's about to fight for the number 1 spot. Anyone try the new? Ross tried it, and I know a few other people tried it, and every single one of them pretty much just said it's not worth the money. That's what I heard. I haven't tried it personally, but I'm not honestly not interested to try it. Newt has me layering 2 combos: Virgin Island water with Pacific Chill and Aventus Cologne and Imagination. Nice. See, I don't layer the expensive fragrances except for Aventus Cologne and Baccarat Rouge 540 because I need to get use out of my BR 540. And that's the only way I can get use out of it is layering it with Aventus Cologne. Talking to each other, talking to each other. I love when you guys talk to each other. It means you don't have to talk to me. Bond.com is brutal to find without spending over 300. I mean, that's like normal Bond prices now, right? People pay that for Pacific Chill and stuff. So I mean, if it's as good as he says, maybe it is worth that. I bet that new product smells like Jean Paul Gaultier Elixir Black Sand. So it's a re-release. Most people don't know, and at least from what it looks like. So they discontinued the original Sport, which apparently just smells like a sporty version of the original Jean Paul Gaultier Le Male. And apparently it just looks like they're re-releasing it with tobacco. I don't know if that's the case. I mean, I'm not looking inside, but it just from what I'm understanding from a lot of people, is it's just like a re-release of that fragrance, maybe more modernized, but I doubt it's going to smell like Jean Paul Gaultier Elixir. You might be right, but I think it's going to be more like, because it was the original Sport was, from what I hear, a sporty version of Lamal. So I don't see it being like a sporty version of Elixir. I just don't see it that way, but it might be. Portal disappointed me, sadly. Sadly, have a sample. Yeah, I know you were one of the first people to say that. I remember whenever I did my video on it, and then you commented. I was like, "Hey, after having 2,500 fragrances, you know what you like and what you don't like, and some people just don't like those unisex fragrances that are like juicy, fruity. Some people just don't like those, and for me, it's the best fragrance that I've tried all year." I remember whenever me and Dedrick first smelled that at the exact same time on that live stream, we both were like, "Holy shit!" Loved it. But it's not. I know everybody likes the same stuff. Yeah, I've never tried Manhattan, but good to know. I'm glad you like it though. Yeah, I like it. I don't love it. I think it's better than the other ones the last couple years, but it's nothing special. I don't think that people need to run out and get Million Gold. But it smells nice. I've yet to smell Isola Blue, Isola Blue Soul, but I've heard it leans more feminine. Isola, you've never tried Isola Blue, or you've never tried Isola Soul? Or are you saying that you haven't tried either? Isola Blue is fantastic. You need to get your nose on that if you haven't, Sandy. Isola Blue is one of the best fragrances out there. All right. You just have to be lucky. I got my .com for 180 New Zealand at most. I'm actually, my daughter's going to France next year. I'm having her go into some perfumeries looking for some discontinued fragrances. She knows all about fragrances, so she'll be able to do that. My mom takes them there when they hit ninth grade. The original Prada Luna Rossa Sport gave me a headache. I want to love it, but I can't. I didn't like it either. Wasn't a huge fan of it original. Oh, wait. Prada Luna Rossa Sport. No, I'm thinking of something else. No, I never got around to that fragrance. And I was never a big fan of Lamal, so it didn't really interest me. I want to sample Decant Icon for sure. Yeah, I was waiting for it to hit Venba. I have bunch of money on Venba that I'm waiting to spend because I'm not sure what I want to buy, and Isola Blue is not on sale for it yet. Anyway, last one I'm going to talk about today is Kajal Lamar. Kajal Lamar, I sprayed this on the other day, and I'm not doing it again. You have to like rose. Well, I don't like rose very much. You guys know that. This one's actually pretty delectable. This is Kajal Lamar, and it legit, for the first like hour of the fragrance, it smells like if you were seriously just taking roses and put them inside of a pineapple. It has this cooked grilled pineapple smell with rose, and that's what the fragrance smells like for like an hour. And it's very simplistic. It smells really nice, but it's a little bit too dense and syrupy version of that pineapple rose mixture that it's like I loved it, and then it kind of was like weighing on me, and then I was just, all right, after an hour of that same thing over and over, it smells nice, I'll never buy it. Kajal Lamar is a nice fragrance. It's just, if you like pineapple and rose, it sticks as pineapple and rose for a long ass time. And I don't know really much about that dry down. When it fully gets to the dry down of it, I didn't get to that part of it because it was so jammy and syrupy that I just wasn't 100% on board with wearing that anymore. I think it smells really nice though. You don't have to apologize, Sandy. I just wasn't sure what you meant. Yeah, Isola Blue is great. I thought you had Isola Blue. That's why I was kind of confused. The only fragrance that gives me a headache are YEDP, me as well. Most Wanted EDP, not at all. I love that stuff. And Initio Paragon. For me, it's Stronger With You Intensely and YSLY EDP. Those are the two that give me a headache. And pretty much every amouage. Like every amouage. They all give me a headache. Anyway. Kajal Lamar grew on me. Been testing it recently. Rose and cooked pineapple is a perfect description. Yeah, and it's nice. I'll wear through the decant. I'll definitely wear through the decant. I just can't see myself caring to buy any more of it. Um, it smells like, yeah, cooked pineapple and rose. There's like a little woody, musky tone underneath it, but at least for, I think it was like an hour, hour and a half. I mean, it was just like a syrupy rose pineapple mixture. I mean, smells really nice. It's just, it's not something that I find full bottle worthy, but you need to, you know that I'm not a huge fan of rose, especially that kind of like jammy rose, and that's what's in this. And so if you do, and you like pineapple, cooked pineapple, kind of like the Cayenne Alfreton, mix that together with rose, without that earthy aromatic tone that Cayenne brings. That's what you have with Kajal Lamar. So you make up your mind. Do you want to try that out? If you haven't already, um, give it a shot. I mean, it's like $94 for a bottle, so why not? I will go get Dior Elixir. Love the pressure and the scent is still unique. See, I sold my Dior Sauvage Elixir because it's too heavy on my skin. I love the scent, too heavy on my skin. I like to go with Roja Apex, especially the Parfum, because it takes that DNA, the Dior Sauvage Elixir, it makes it fresher, a little bit fresher. It dials down the heaviness while still having a nice performance. It's above average. It's long lasting. Roja Apex is my favorite version of that DNA. So that's why I didn't need to wear the Dior Sauvage Elixir. Not a huge fan for me. I had to sell mine because it's just too heavy. And if you, I'm not sure how long you've been on my channel, Black Sand, but I've always said it. When it comes to elixir fragrances, especially the ones that push out really heavy, they're not for me. Jean Paul Gaultier Le Mans Elixir, 1 million Elixir. If it's a fragrance that is beast mode, as a lot of people, it's not for me. I in the way that where I work, which is pretty much 90% of my week, I can't wear strong fragrances, and so I prefer the above average or less. Never been a big fan of that. If you do 3 sprays of Sauvage Elixir, I don't want to be around you. That's gonna be real strong. Seems to hate on Apex for some reason. Oh no, Sandy, Apex is great. You need to try that. Apex is really nice. I don't know why they hate it. They hate on Rojas for no reason a lot of times, but the Parfum is the best version of it. Can't do scents that over project. It ends up annoying his wife, kids, and coworkers. You got it right on, Patrick. And it also just gives a, for instance, Invictus Victory Elixir. I like that scent. I got 2 compliments from 2 dudes on the first day that I had it, asking me where to buy it. And then I sold it 2 days later. And I sold it because I went to PF Chang's when I was testing it. 1 spray on my hand. And my wife asked me nicely, can you please go wash that off your skin? Because it's overpowering. I can't. And I was like, finally elixir that I really liked, and you're making me freaking wash it off. And I'm not gonna keep a fragrance if my wife doesn't like it, especially when I'm not like in huge love with it. Like I liked it a lot. It's just I wasn't like in love with it. So, and if I'm not working, I'm around my wife. So what's the point? I can't wear it to work. Oud Silk Mood MFK Fire Statement. I was hoping it was going to be a question, but a statement. Victory Elixir is certified boxer dropper, though. Well, I mean, I had 2 compliments from the post office from 2 guys. If you guys remember that live stream, I had 2 compliments. 2 guys in line behind me at the post office, and they both asked me where I got the fragrance at 2 different times. The one guy asked me in line. The other guy walked over while I was signing the. It was a decant thing that I was sending out, and he asked me where I got it, and I said it's not even available right now because I got it from News Parfums. I was like, you can get it from News Parfums, but it's from France, and you're like some kind of normal dude. It's like you're not gonna buy a fragrance from France like me and all the other idiots that are watching my channel. Um, Isola Soul. Yeah, it's the new Roja Parfums fragrance. It's the opposite of Isola Blue, which I think it was actually made more for women than anything. Isola Soul. It's an orange bottle, I believe. Um, and yeah, it was released and it didn't get very good reviews. I liked Victory Elixir first 2 weeks, but I also sold mines because the more I wore it, the smoky resinous incense kind of bothered me and it was getting very strong. I agree. I the only fragrance that I've ever sold or traded or anything that I was sad about was Versace Hawas 2 weeks ago. But the return was just so much. And I was like, you know what? I have Hawas Ice. I like Hawas Ice better than Hawas. So I'm just going to keep that. I was trading it along with 6 other fragrances in exchange for Boss Bottled Eau de Parfum Intense and YSL Low Mall Team. So I think that that was worth it. But that one, I honestly forgot about the Victory Elixir until right now. So it's not like a big deal for me. Notino UK have suddenly stopped selling Roja fragrances. They sold them for some crazy cheap prices. I can only guess at Roja. I hate Notino, man. Notino needs to start opening up their shipping to the USA again. Because I have to use a middleman shipper to get them from there. And they get some, like right now, Notino has the new Santal Marin by Kenzo. But guess what? I can't get it unless I pay an extra $50 to a middleman shipper. Because ever since 2017, they no longer sell it to the United States, which makes no sense because everywhere else does it. But now UK has this Royal Mail law that you can't do that with the companies, and it's so ridiculous. Have you tried Monkey Special? My wife says it smells like a mainly German drinking beer. Uh, I wouldn't say it's like super manly. It's definitely a unisex scent. Um, like definitely a unisex scent. And I have tried Monkey Special. I'm actually on the fence of buying it or not. I like it. That's another one that the wife doesn't like. But I do not find it as a manly. Like I wouldn't say that's like a manly scent. That's like a unisex scent that leans one way in the opening, which is slightly feminine, and it leans the other way, slightly masculine in the dry down. With that said, it's nice. I know a lot of people like ride or die for that fragrance, but they're coming out with another Tony Iommi this year apparently, or they might have just done it. I honestly don't remember. Tony Iommi Defied maybe. I think they just came out with that. Well, I'm gonna get that Victory Elixir. Thanks, guys. You might want to try it first. Just go into a Macy's, try it out for yourself. Go into an Ulta, go to a Sephora. Don't blind buy. Hawas Ice is like 90% OG Hawas. The only difference is after the opening. Yeah, it's not. Also, the plum is less of a warm, watery plum, and that one has a little bit more of that like fresh, sweet tart like citrus. But I don't care. It smells like Hawas with a little bit of a twist. So, completely agree. Anyway, we have been going for an hour and 42 minutes. That is 42 minutes and 36 seconds longer than I wanted to go. I appreciate you guys dealing with me, and now I have to go buy another one of these freaking props for my stands because it broke. And so yeah, I thank you guys so much. We had a 70 people at one point in time, which was absolutely fantastic. So thank you guys so much. Look out for my first impression of the million gold that I will be posting not tomorrow, but the next day. I do have a video coming out tomorrow. I can't remember what it is. I recorded it last week. Yeah, so take a look at that. Has anyone smelled Defied yet? I have not. I've seen it on Venba, and that was it. Anyway, so thank you guys so much. I appreciate everybody showing up. John Carlo with the $5 donation. Thank you so much. I will see you guys next Monday. Have a safe, fun week. Peace out.